Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Today I've come to London to interview a very special gentleman by the name of Rai Asif Ali Bhatti, who is the 17th generation of Rai Bular. And those that don't know much about Guru Nanak Dev Ji's life in terms of who they spent it with, this will be an interesting program for you to watch, simply to understand what the link between some of the people that live in Nankana Sahib from the family of Rai Bular is today. So let me first of all welcome you to the show. Khalsa Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So let's start by asking you to give us a short profile about yourself.
Okay. Well, first of all, I would like to thank you for coming here, especially to interview me, and the Sikh channel. My full name is Rai Asif Ali Bhatti. I am the descendant of Rai Bular Khan Bhatti from Nankana Sahib. I'm from the 17th generation, as you mentioned earlier. And I'm living in Nankana Sahib along with my other family.
Okay, so no, so what I meant a profile is
What I do and all.
Yes, what's your profession?
Yeah, well, basically we are agriculturists, we're landlords there in Nankana Sahib. My entire family is involved in agriculture, although there are some people like myself doing businesses, as well as some high posts in governments.
Well, so what, I mean, you speak very good English, I have to say, but, you know, rather than for someone from Pakistan. So have you lived in the UK?
Yes, I have lived in UK for quite some time, almost about 16, 17 years. But before that, people always ask me, even when I came over here, that how come your English is quite good. I was fortunate enough to have good education in Pakistan, in cathedral schools. All my teachers were English, Irish,
right
from beginning, like from my school days to my college days.
Okay, so let's now talk about Rai Bular before we start, other questions. You know, when I was young, I used to read the Janam Sakhiyan, and there were a number of Janam Sakhiyan from Meherban Janam Sakhi, Paibal's Janam Sakhi, Colebrook Janam Sakhi, Hafzabad Janam Sakhi, and there's the famous one called the Valatabali Janam Sakhi, which is also referred to as the B40 Janam Sakhi, because that's the reference number given in the British Library. There, Rai Bular is mentioned as one of the people that recognized the divine spirit of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. After Bibi Nanaki, he seems to be the first person that has understood, because some miracles had taken place. I mean, is there anything in your family that you have still got of Guru Nanak Dev Ji in terms of memory or not?
Yes, there are a lot of memories. You know, whenever I get the chance to sit with my elders, they do mention a lot of things. As you just mentioned earlier, that Rai Bular Bhatti was the first person to recognize Baba Guru Nanak. And there is a story behind that. You know, one day, one of Rai Bular's worker came to him and said that Nanak is ruining the crops. And he took his cows and buffaloes into the crops, and they're all ruined. When Rai Bular went there, and he saw that everything was fine, perfectly fine, the crops were fine, and the cows and the buffaloes were just standing on one side, and Baba Guru Nanak he was very young at that time, and he was sleeping, and he saw this snake, a big python, was just standing. Well, it was there, you know, giving shelter or saya on his face. And he was just amazed to see that. And that was the first time when he realized that this is not an ordinary person. He's avatar from Allah. And from there onwards, you know, he literally fell in love with him. And Baba Guru Nanak was living there around that, you know. Baba Guru Nanak's father, Mehta Kaluji, he was working for Rai Bular. He was his accountant, and all his life, you know, And that was the first time when he recognized that Baba Guru Nanak is not an ordinary person.
Because there is a Gurdwara called Kiara Sahib with that story that you've just mentioned about the crop.
That's right.
That there was the Gurdwara Kiara Sahib is there. But is there any things that artifacts or articles that you have in the family of the Gurus?
Well, unfortunately, we don't have much as such, but yes, I've heard a lot and from my elders about the stories and the history of Baba Guru Nanak.
What about the Haveli that Rai Bular used to have, where the Guru used to play? It seems that there was a certain Haveli that they used to. Does that still exist, or has that been demolished now?
No, it's not there anymore. It was a place called Talwandi, Ra Bhoy ki Talwandi, which was Baba Rai Bular's father's. It was on his name. Now we don't have, apart from his tomb over there in Nankana Sahib, Rai Bular's tomb.
A lot of land was given to Guru Nanak Dev Ji by Rai Bular. And what was that? Was it because they felt that Allah, the Banda bhejiya hoya, Guru Sahib, that's why I've given him so much land, or was there another reason behind that?
Well, I can't see any other reason apart from that he just fell in love with him. And I feel that he just treated him as his own, one of his own. And it was about 750 squares of land, which is 18,750 acres. We have a lot of people working there. There are more than almost about 100 villages there, big and small, and almost about 100,000 people living there who are earning their living from there. And the income generated from there is now.
But the land is owned by who now? If it was given to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, it hasn't been passed down in generations to somebody of the Guru's descendants, is it?
No, it's still on Baba Guru Nanak's name.
It is?
It is,
Okay.
yes. And there is a vacuum property board trust which is looking after that property.
So that type of information is documented in terms of this land was given, which is my other question about people keeping, an idea about their ancestors is that in the introduction I said you're the 17th generation. I'd be surprised if most Sikhs can tell me they're 5th generation. So is it something that Pakistanis do or Muslims do about keeping a tab on their generations?
Well, not everybody, but we have done that. My family has done that. We have a family tree, right, starting from Rai Bular onwards to date. So it's not something, I believe is usually done there.
Right, okay. So what about in today's time then? How are you helping the Sikhs that come to Nankana Sahib or for trips? Is there something that you're doing specially from the Rai Bular sort of family tree?
Yes, when I was here in UK, I met a lot of Sikhs over here. I've got a lot of friends over here, Sikh friends, and they give me a lot of respect and regard because I'm Rai Bular's family. And at that time, during discussions, I found out that a lot of Sikhs wanted to travel to Pakistan, visit Nankana Sahib, Panja Sahib, and all the other shrines. But for some reason or the other, they are hesitant. And mainly because they feel that, what will happen when we go there, where are we going to stay, what are we going to eat, and how are we going to travel. So in order to take care of that, what I thought, from there I realized that I must do something which can make things easier for people who want to travel from UK or anywhere in the world. So I started this company by the name of Rai Bular Bhatti. It's called Rai Bular Travel and Tourism Private Limited. And we advertised over here. We have an office over here as well. And we got a very good response since 2007.
So you've had a first group of people that have gone in 2007. How many people were in that first yatra?
Well, initially there were almost about 60 people, and then it increased the next year. But unfortunately, I couldn't carry that on because my friend over here, he moved from here. And that is the main reason why I've come back. We want to start it again because I got so many calls from those people who traveled there, and they said, our family want to go. So I thought, I must do something about that.
So the trip, I mean, I assume you don't live rough, like living in the gurdwaras. You do stay in good class hotels, but is it how long is the trip, and which gurdwaras do you visit then?
Well, it's a 7-day trip. 8th day they come back. Usually up till today, what we have done. Mm-hmm. Although there are people who are going on like short trips as well, 3-4 days, we can arrange that. We can, that's not a problem. We keep them in 5-star hotels. We provide them with excellent food. Traveling, as far as traveling is concerned, there are air-conditioned coaches. We can also arrange for Land Cruisers and Mercedes, and depending on the person and their requirements. So there shouldn't be any problem. There's a 24-hour doctor available, security is available all through the trip. Whoever went there, initially I felt that they were a bit scared or hesitant, but on the 8th day, literally everybody was crying on my shoulder, that how good they felt and how welcomed they felt coming to Pakistan. People, including children, loved them. They took pictures and they enjoyed the food.
So the trips are usually twice a year. One's around the Baisakhi time of April, and one around November when we celebrate the Janmdin. So those are the 2 times that you would organize people to come and visit?
Well, we have kept that open. If people want to come any time during the year, we welcome them.
Right.
But usually people go in Vaisakhi and the Janmdin.
I mean, when I went to Pakistan, this is going back now 25 years, I went with a group of people, there were about 40 of us from London. We also visited by Jogasan's Gurdwara. I mean, I can remember at the time the Afghans had overspilled into that Peshawar area, and there was, with the Russians invading it. So, and they were out in the streets with the AK-47s, and it wasn't really a place that I could recommend to someone. So all that has now calmed down, and it's okay to travel.
Well, I'm glad you have mentioned this point, because this is a concern of a lot of people, I believe. Pakistan, unfortunately, is portrayed as something, a terrorist state or something like that, but it's nothing like that. At one time, yes, as you mentioned, during the Russian invasion, the problem was there. But as far as Peshawar and that side is concerned, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, that is their culture. They carry guns and stuff, but they don't go out and kill people and all this. Right. But they're very nice people.
Okay.
Loving, caring.
So, what would be the cost for roughly a 7-day, 8-day trip for someone? How much, if you're going to stay in 5-star hotels and you're going to look after them, provide security, air-conditioned coaches, what would be the cost roughly, a ballpark figure?
The cost is somewhere around, I can't give you the exact figure now, but it's between, let's say, 1,200 to 1,500 pounds, including visa fee, including the travel cost, 5-star hotels, traveling in Pakistan in air-conditioned coaches, or if they want cars or luxury transport, we can provide that. The doctor is available 24 hours. Security is available 24 hours.
That's quite cheap, by the way. Between £1,200 and £1,500 for 8 days in a 5-star hotel.
That's right. Yes, we are not here to make money out of it.
Right.
I just want people to travel and see that part of the world and look at their heritage. Since Sikhs are Punjabi and I'm a Punjabi as well, and I believe that our culture is almost the same, apart from the religious beliefs. But we eat the same food, and we almost look alike. So there's no. I feel that we are very close as far as the traditions and the culture is concerned.
No. Culturally, it's very similar. In fact, the landscape's the same. When you go to Lahore, you can't tell the difference whether you're in Punjab of India or Punjab of Pakistan. Is there a website that you're going to set up? I mean, how do people contact you then to find out कि ऐसी जी यात्रा ते जाना and we want to organize it, maybe not independently, but a group of people, rather than having a big group? Because I think in big groups you sometimes lose something. But I mean, yours is obviously trying to appeal to a sort of upper class that can afford, which I'm sure most people can afford, by the way, £1,200 to £1,500. But at least they would enjoy the trip rather than feeling ill and let down with all the travelling. How do they contact the organisation that you're representing them?
Yes, very soon we are going to launch our website. But at present, I can give you my email address, my telephone numbers, and people can contact through your channel, Sikh channel. I'll leave my numbers, Pakistan numbers over here, my email address, and all the rest of it. Yes, as you mentioned earlier, that the price is quite reasonable, and we're not here to make money out of this. We just want people to go there, enjoy their trip, and that is the main concern of people. That when we go there, who's going to look after us? Where are we going to stay? What are we going to eat? So this is all going to be taken care of.
No, I think it's a really nice idea. In fact, I would encourage Sikh channel viewers, Jane Vijana, Pakistan, to really contact you. I mean, I had a really good time, but I just wished I hadn't lived rough. It's much more enjoyable if at night you come to a nice hotel and you don't get upset stomachs and so on, but do all the other things that you need to do. I do want to talk about one other group of Sikhs that live in Pakistan. And that is the Sindhi Sikhs. A lot of them come from an area from Sindh to Nankana Sahib. So what is their role between those that live in Nankana Sahib and they live in a different part of Pakistan, don't they?
Yes, we have, recently Sikhs have migrated from Sindh, from Peshawar, and they are living there. They are living in harmony. They are quite well established there. They have got their own shops, businesses, transporters. They're doing transport business and a lot of other business. Not only in Nankana Sahib, but I can see Sikhs in Lahore as well. The upmarket shops and businesses. They're quite comfortable over there.
Right. Okay. So in terms of your own businesses that you're doing and how much time you're spending, so do you now you split time between Pakistan and here, or are you your own businesses, or are you looking to do this full time now?
Well, I am doing it full time. We have a proper setup for that, who's looking after the whole thing. I am quite busy in Pakistan since I'm also involved in politics, with their local politics and the national politics. So I always love to take time out for this purpose.
So when you're in politics, you're not standing up as an MP, are you, in local elections or something?
My name has been given as a member of parliament, MP.
From your area?
From my area.
Oh, excellent.
Through my party. So
Right.
I'm still working on that.
Well, no, but that makes much easier than when people come to Pakistan for a trip. You need people at senior level to help out. If you organise something, then people will feel comfortable from a security point of view, and from make sure that you're not going to get hassled at the airport and so on.
Well, my family is heavily involved in politics. We've always been in politics, and my uncles and my cousins, they're MNAs and MPs
Right.
in the local area. We never had any problem as far as that thing is concerned. But yes, it will help. That was another reason why I got involved in politics, because I want to be there where people just feel comfortable. They can get in touch with me. We're a known family in Nankana Sahib.
Tiga. Going back to Nankana Sahib, you said that the Bhatti family are not only based in Nankana Sahib, they're all over Pakistan, I assume. I mean, it's quite a big clan. I mean, is there something that you do as a family, or is it just the Rai Bular family that is focusing with the Sikhs?
Well, Bhatti family is scattered everywhere, and I was quite amazed to learn that, recently when, I travelled around Punjab. But this thing is only done by Rai Bular family.
Right. So that's the link between the Rai Bular family, Bhatti, and the Sikhs.
That's right. Yeah.
What about other gurdwaras that are in Pakistan? Is there? I mean, I know you're heavily based in Nankana Sahib. What about Panja Sahib or at Lahore? The other gurdwaras. Are you involved in anything with the gurdwaras organisations or not?
Yes, as far as the trip is concerned, we will take whoever comes to Lahore, Dera Sahib, and then Ahmedabad, Kartarpur. Then we have Sucha Sauda in Sheikhpura, and Panja Sahib, of course.
Right.
We are involved not directly, but indirectly.
Is that a day trip to Panja Sahib from Lahore? Because I remember doing that trip, but that was quite a long sort of journey. You would go in the morning and come back in the evening?
No. It's about 375.
Okay, so you would stay in Panja Sahib somewhere?
Yes, no, we have arranged in Pindi, Islamabad, in a 5-star hotel there.
Right.
We reach there in the evening, and the next day we take them to Panja Sahib. We
Okay.
stay there for all day and then come back in the evening to the hotel.
Yeah, we couldn't stop in Islamabad the day on the trip. There were some issues about Islamabad, but no, that sounds like you can. It sounds like you organise it quite well. The trip for compacting everything within 7 days.
Yes, I am preparing this compact disc where we have interviewed our guests, and they were very happy. They felt quite comfortable.
Oh, good. Actually, you should give us that disc so we can share it with other people. What about Gurdwara? Now you're in England. Do Gurdwaras invite you? Are you associated with any particular Gurdwara in the UK?
Well, I haven't been to so many Gurdwaras up till now. I went to Nishkam Centre in Birmingham, and I'm very much grateful to Babaji, Dr. Mohinder Singh. And he was very kind, very loving. I was told that you only have about 15 minutes to meet him, but he was very kind. I was there for about 2.5 hours. Apart from that, yes, I have plans. I'm going to go to Gurdwaras and meet everybody there.
Yeah, because I think one thing that's missing is that unless the Rai Bular's family does something, others will just read about it. Like I had read about him, but I didn't know much. I mean, I didn't take the next step to find out, because there's so much to find out, I think, within the Sikh faith. So, but when you meet people, that's when you sort of think, okay, hold on, next time I go, I'm sure I'll be making a trip with you now, especially if you're going to become an MP. I need you to pick me up from the airport in a VIP car. So I will definitely take you up on that. But no, I will encourage other people to do that as well. As we're nearly coming to the end of our interview, is there anything else that you'd like to share with the Sikh channel viewers?
Yes, there is an NGO we have, which is called Seva Foundation. That is purely to look after the Gurdwaras for their procurement, and for the students, or for the people who are poor and they can't send their children to schools, good schools. We also have plans for a library in Nankana Sahib with everything, whatever we can collect, as far as the history of Baba Guru Nanak is concerned, and Rai Bular. Then we have plans to build up hospitals by the name of Baba Guru Nanak and Rai Bular.
That's great. I think that's probably the best thing that I've heard so far, because in England, I've always said, with all the rich people that we have, I don't know why we don't have a wing for Guru Nanak Dev Ji's hospital. I mean, I go around seeing some of the hospitals and it's got famous people's names or people that have donated, but it's a shame that we don't ever see that for any of Baba Nanak's wing in a university or even in a hospital and so on. That's encouraging. So all those projects that you're doing, they're all going to be done in Pakistan. So how does the funding? How do you arrange the funding, or do people donate money?
Yes, I have met quite a lot of people in UK as well. I've received calls from America and other parts of the world. People are willing to, the Sikh community is willing to contribute into that. And once we have arranged everything, put everything in order, we'll do it officially through the website and all the rest of it.
Yeah, no, I think NGOs do great work around the world in all countries. I think if they weren't around, the governments can't sort of seem to handle some of the issues that are coming up, whether it's health, whether it's poverty. Okay, well, I want to thank you very much, Rai Asif, for allowing me to come to your house here and interview you. And I hope that the Sikh channel viewers got a bit of an insight about Rai Bular's link. And hopefully, if anybody wants to contact you, they can contact the Sikh channel. And I will definitely be trying to organize something with you in the coming years.
Sure. Well, in the meantime, can I give my email address?
You can,
if
yes.
somebody wants to contact us.
Yes.
It's Rai Asif Bhatti, which is RAIASIF BHATTI @gmail.com. So they can contact me. If somebody wants to contact me on the phone, then they can get in touch with you. And
Sure, no, that would be great. We should definitely organize at least one trip so I can tell people, okay, we've done a trip and this is what it's like. Because that's how people, spread the word about yatra changa hoya ja nahi. Otherwise, then people think, oh yes, we feel safe.
well, you're more than welcome, and we look forward to see you there.
Okay, well, I hope this interview with Rai Asif was of interest to the Sikh channel viewers, and let's see what we can do about organizing a trip with all the viewers. So with that, let's end and do the Fateh. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.